Alrighty, we're back. This is part 2 of the Lincoln Idealarc 250 AC DC arc welder tear down and refurb. So I just took the covers off, and what I found, I'll point everything out. It looks like the machine was probably dropped at some point. So looking at the back part of the casing here, it's dented up and smashed pretty good. One thing I found on the inner panel, it still has its original documentation. I'm going to try to clean that up and preserve it the best I can for the next owner. Looking here, you kind of see that it's not, the bottom of the casing is not by any means straight. And then on the inside of the lower front end, you see the dent there. So it looks like it probably impacted on this side. Looking at the fan blades, you see that they're all bent, and your distances between sides, a lot of distance on this side, very minimal. So the diodes on the back on the DC rectifier look good. They don't look cooked, which is nice. Some mud daubers. This is about how I normally find these machines, all filthy and dusty and dirty inside with spiders and so on. One thing unfortunately I found was the polarity adjustment mechanism, and I got a screwdriver here, I'll point it out, but at the end of the screwdriver you'll see that this tab is all cooked, and this plate right here, when you look at the end of the bakelite plate, has been cooked as well. So this machine got pretty hot at some point, so I'm hoping it didn't get too hot. I can replace these bakelite plates. I just did it on another machine. They're about $13 a piece. We'll need to order 2. So shout out to my guys at Stumps Welding in Illinois. They always have the weird parts that I need for these things. The capacitor being as old as it is, we'll test it, but we'll probably just replace that anyway. So we'll try to reshape the casing as best we can. We'll probably end up trimming that fan motor just a tad so it fits in there fine. The bearings feel okay. I can hear a slight grinding though, so we'll probably crack this motor in half and replace them. If possible. And I've got some of those bearings on hand. You can get 10 of them for $10 or $15 shipped on eBay. So it's cheap insurance to keep your machine running cool. The wiring on the machine, you can see here, H3 is capped off. What that means is they were running their inputs at H2 here, H1, so that means this machine was running on 230 volts. If it was H1 and H3, that would be 460 volts. These machines were all single phase. So you see a lot of folks will post them as 3-phase because they don't really understand what they're looking at sometimes. But so far, not terrible. Not seeing anything extraordinarily bad. Mud daubers living in this thing. I don't see the amp adjustment needle floating around on the bottom of the machine, but it's missing. So we'll order a new one of those. They're generally 10 to 15 bucks, but the mechanism is in there and it looks rather straight. But because the machine suffered some sort of exterior trauma, that's probably why it's not being used, is because you can see that this hole here is not lining up there, so the front of the case wasn't where it should be. So the next video you'll see, I'm gonna take the front end all off here. We're gonna remove the polarity adjustment mechanism. I'm gonna order the parts for that, and then we're gonna take this whole thing apart, and I'll walk you through all that. We're gonna clean a lot of the stuff out of there, and you'll kind of see what we're looking like here. The fan, I'll do something on the video with the fan to show you all kind of how that works. We'll see if we can't make this on and off switch function correctly, because they're about $100 to replace, so we don't want to replace that if we can avoid it. So hopefully we can keep the parts bill to a minimum and make this thing into a solid running machine again. So more to follow.